Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud, and this is Double Agents, episode 16, A Most Wanted Man, watched by 0.91. Before we get into it, I just need the world to know that I've seen the All-Stars episode 1, the premiere, and I knew it. I was like, I shouldn't watch this, not until I at least cover the Double Agents episode 16 episode, because that's late as it is, and I'm not going to want to talk about it. I'm just going to want to talk about All-Stars, and yes, that is exactly what happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to, I'm so excited about this new thing, and it makes sense, too. I mean, well, certain things don't make sense at all. Why is Double Agents and All-Stars running at the same time? I guess in a way it could work, but in particular with Double Agents, I thought we would be done by now. We should have been in the final. This should have been the final episode, 5 skulls equals 5 men and 5 women, 10 skulls, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So all of this, everything that we're going to see, I treated it like, I don't even know, these were, why is this happening? This is so excessive. This is, oh my God, I'm going to try that word, superfluous. Oh shit, I don't know if I pronounced that right. Superfluous. Fuck. I was thinking about this word when I was watching it, but I'm like, I know I don't pronounce words very well, and that is a doozy. So, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to just jump forward a lot because in reality I don't want to do this. I don't like recording alone. And I hate it when an episode's late, and I hate it when I find the episode boring, and this felt boring, and this felt, I don't know, it wasn't very good, so let's get into it. CT, oh yeah, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he wakes up, Big T's like, hey, get the fuck up, dress warm. And it's like 5 in the morning, and they start like working on cardio, shit that it's as it went in that scene. Big T's like, oh my God, it's early, and CT's like, it's fucking late in terms of the game. This is absolutely true. I mean, CT and Wes trained together for the final, but I guess the idea of that, like, you never really know who your partner's going to be, and he did leave. Probably always in the back of his mind, like, oh God, Cam, fuck. Is it a nice scene? Yes. Does it go anywhere? No, because what they're doing is they're training for the final, right? In the episode before this, they were training for a hall pass, a hall brawl. Which, by the way, does that pay off? I mean, she does go into a hall brawl in this one, and she does lose, so did the training work? I don't know. It's just very bitter about all of this, but I'm sure I'll perk up. Hold on. What's next? Oh, Mission Global Domination. That's a positive note, right? AKA, the last challenge, which is yet more bullshit, right? TJ says, welcome guys to the last challenge. And everyone's like, last challenge, as if they're like quoting him, like, And so was I guess. But then it wouldn't make any sense because, like, well, you're going to have one less female or male. Whatever. Jesus. I'm so ready to just stop talking about this episode already. But again, TJ says last challenge. At the end of it, when Big T is gone through Hall Pass, CT is standing there with a fucking smirk on his face like, oh my god, I'm in the fucking final. You know, it's a done deal and shit. TJ's like, well, later, you know. He doesn't say, oh, you guys in the final or anything, you know. So, what's next? That stupid bloodbath thing? That stupid, what is it called? It's not a bloodbath anymore. I think it was an Invasion of the Champions, but what is it called now? A purge, right? Yeah, purge. And those things, I always hate them. Don't bring those back. Leave those there, you know. That's my guess, you know. Where one, wait, right or no? That wouldn't make any sense either. Then, whatever. You know, see, that's the thing. There's no rules. There's nothing exists. They're just lies. We were told a thing, and now this is the big lie? Is this why it's so worth it? We're going to watch this thing called Global Domination, right? But it's not even that great because it's uneven. Why couldn't they have this thing when there were an even amount of players, you know? Six players, or 6 pairs, right? Instead, Leroy and Casey, who've been winning, get to decide that they will go twice. It's an obvious move, right? You know, maybe the small challenge was like, oh yeah, but you get tired out after a while, after your first one especially, you know, something like that. But, I mean, this isn't even going to be entertaining to watch. I do have this written down real quick. I miss colored jerseys. There we go. You know, even if everyone's assigned a certain color, right? Every single solo player, right? But if you're put together, hey, guess what? Those are your 2 colors. That is the 2 colors of your team. You know, it's like red and white for fucking Poland, right? So, yeah, there you go. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so while this is happening, you don't know who's doing what, really. You know, and it's because they're all wearing black jerseys. They're in these metallic gray spheres, and they all look the same as well. You know, there's some slight arrows with names that says, this is CT, by the way, but you barely read that arrow. Yeah, and then, again, we have Casey, or not Casey, yeah, Casey and Leroy kind of getting a lot of help from Cam, regardless of who she's with. Remember, she helped Leroy win that night challenge when she was with CT. Look at what's happening now. She's with Corey, and she's doing the same thing. You know, I mentioned this before, where it's like, if I'm her teammate, I'm freaking out, where I'm like, are you going to do this in the final? You know, like, that's terrible. Okay, so Leroy and Casey do win. Like, they're kind of set up to win just by the weird rules. You know, it should have been an even amount. There should have been 6 players, you know? Because, what is there? I don't know. Gosh, I'd rather talk about All-Stars. Old people in cold water. Come on. Instead, we'll talk about young, in-shape people in metallic spheres, and a lot of them not even making contact, like some petty contact. You'll see like CT and Big T and Cam and Corey just kind of like only clinging to each other. Just, you know, CT's like, they sat on us, we're gonna fucking sit on them, you know. So there's very little action, and yeah, so it's over with, right? And I'm still waiting there, thinking like, what was it all for? Why were we lied to about 10 finalists? Leroy and Casey win, right? So no big thing. House in the house, Amber B feels behind, being left behind by the big brother. That's kind of right. Yeah, I think it's Casey who's like, she's almost like the political figurehead in the group. She's the one that's actually, smoothing things over, or like having those talks, it appears like. And yeah, she's kind of like gently letting Amber B go, or just like, I don't know, small hints here and there of like not being able to give full answers anymore, where she's like, oh gosh, there's so many other people above you. I mean, no offense. And then I think at the club, Kyle's like, hey man, let's split the vote. Let's see what happens, man. And yeah, there was an idea to put on a big performance, I think, at the... Wow, did I even write it down? That's how much I don't respect deliberation. That's so weird. But it is, but it makes sense to me, though, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, because, like, usually it's like, who really sways the vote in there? It's just, it's like, oh gosh. You guys ever watch True Grit? And they're like letting before they get like hung, they're like, let me tell you that I'm sorry that I did it, or like, yeah, I did it, fuck you, or like, you're hanging an innocent man, but they all get hanged anyways, right? And I guess that's what deliberation is for me. It's a scene from a great film by the Coen brothers. A remake, I know, but still. No respect. No respect for the rest of this episode, because it's all just a bunch of hogwash. Kyle and Amber B are compromised because CT doesn't go along with the plan. He's like, no, because there's too many variables. Like, they could easily put me against Fessy or something. He's just like, I would prefer in elimination to go against Kyle, right? Or if Big T has to go in, she could go against Amber B, which is a lot more formidable. Or I don't know if I used that correctly, but I get it. And oh, this is amazing. I think this is the only part that I liked about this episode. And it's kind of it's a repeated thing. It's happened before, where they're sitting there after the votes, and it's just Kyle and CT just kind of chilling, and CT's like, I gotta admit something. I voted for you. I didn't want to, I don't want to do the whole thing of like pretending or whatever. I'm just letting you know if I didn't do the split the vote thing, And it's like CT is being so honest with Kyle. He's just like, you're a scumbag, but I'm not gonna like treat you like shit. I'm gonna be like, you're going in. I know that I said I was gonna do your little plan or whatever, but you're going in. I don't know what that is. It's one of the most unusual relationships in the challenge, because it's always Kyle being like, I'm a I can't do his voice. I was gonna try and do an Irish accent. You're going. I can't do it. I've done it before, but I can't do it now. Oh yeah, because I'm in hate mode. Okay, so after that scene, elimination is Hall Brawl, and right away I'm like, fucking, what the fuck? I am... Some things can be too good, like, space that shit out, absence makes the heart grow fonder, sort of thing, we don't need a Hall Brawl every season, and we certainly don't need them multiple episodes, because it's been going on for a while now. When it was first seen, yes, it was amazing. And the second time, and the third, but then after a while, you're like, all right. Ooh, like, there has to be other inventions, other eliminations. We've had them, and we could make more. It's just, I don't know. Or, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know about the producers. I want to produce. Give me the job. And they would, because they're like, because you have nothing but positive things to say about the show, Vince, for years and years here. All right. Kyle and Amber B versus CT and Big T. Oh my gosh, and this is awful as well. It's another men elimination fake out. Again. It went over. And there was nothing. Nobody laughed. There was nothing, you know. Like, you already did that, TJ. You already did that. But he's like, no, I'm gonna double dip. I'm gonna double dip this chip. But it was it was so bad. And I enjoyed it only now, looking back, where I'm like, ha, TJ, fuck you and your awful sense of humor. He's like, people like me when I'm manipulative, right? That's when they like me, right? I'm like, no. But people like me when I arch my eyebrows, right? Is that when they like me? No, TJ. God damn it. Okay, oh my gosh, we're near the end. Wow, that took forever. Amber B defeats Big T. You know, the coolest part about this, because this was predetermined, right? I mean, you know, Big T kind of halts her a little bit in her spot, you know, but she doesn't really move her necessarily, you know? And Amber B turns out to be just the faster runner. I mean, she is very tall, very long legs compared to, you know, Big T's L's, right? So, you know, but they did a really cool thing. Okay, this might be the second thing I like about this. But again, it's kind of, you know, it's dashed. It's all for naught. When they superimpose the footage, the training footage on the walls while they're getting ready to run and shit, and they show the footage on either side, like, you know, Big T's side, Amber B's side, like when she took out Amber M, you know. So that was cool. I was like, should I care what's going on? Like, is there a possibility? No. And I'm not putting... It's not like, oh, I never believed in Big T or whatever. It's just like, no. I mean, look, she doesn't train that much, you know? And Amber B's got the, you know, she's got the confidence. She's done this before against tiny women, you know? Little Women. The book. Read it. All right, after that, Amber B is, now she's still there. And she stills Fessy. She's like, hey, man, you want to get rid of me all the time? Well, you have to put yourself down here next time. So that is clever. It's clever enough. So now Nany has to pick between CT and Kyle, and they're both like, pick him. No, pick him. I mean, oh, gosh. That's a bad scene, you know, but Nany's totally irrelevant to it all. She's like, oh my god, Kyle, I'm coming back, baby, and shit. Like, you didn't like Kyle. You left Kyle. And he left you. You guys left each other. And why didn't you choose CT? I don't know. I mean, I would have ran a finalist CT over Kyle. Didn't Nany say, like, Kyle is no good? I mean, right? Didn't she have her complaints? Why wouldn't she run? Okay, whatever. Like, you made me care about your motives, Nany, for, like, a split second. Congratulations. All right, now, finally, CT is rogue, and that's when he's, like, making that grin. He's like, oh, my God, fucking, this is over. But no. No one's... TJ doesn't even say anything. He just walks away or whatever, you know? And that was the end of the episode. It was horrible to not talk about All-Stars. That's all I want to talk about, but I don't know if I have the energy, the time, the acoustics to record another episode after this. So, there's a strong possibility that All Stars will be covered along with episode 2. All right? So hold for that. But for this episode, I know I dismissed it. I had no respect. Rodney Dangerfield style. But if you liked other stuff and there's something I missed or whatever, like, subscribe, comment. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.